Ever notice how sometimes the instant you begin to feel more connected to a woman, she abruptly distances herself, as if she's losing interest? You mean when there should be the strongest connection? And this is where most people get confused. Males. She frequently doesn't push you away because she doesn't want you. She is trying to push you away because she wants you more than she's willing to acknowledge. Here's where it becomes complex in female psychology. A woman may have intense attraction to you, but she is also exposed by that same attraction. Many women also deal with vulnerability, particularly if they've already experienced pain. As opposed to embracing the intimacy, she puts herself at a distance, not always reasonable. It is sentimental. Although she desires you, she is also terrified of what you're looking for. You may mean her control, her independence, or her heart. We dissect the actual relationships between men and women on this channel, women in an honest, straightforward, and enlightening manner. If you've ever found yourself perplexed by a woman's conflicting cues, you're not the only one. When a woman draws away, men frequently assume that indicates she's finished. The truth, however, is far more nuanced. Her withdrawal is sometimes an indication of how strongly she feels. Within this, we will dissect the reasons for women's actions in this video. You'll be able to discern the fears and hidden psychology that underlie her acts. She is unwilling to acknowledge, and the way she puts her own feelings to the test in addition to you. By the end, you'll realize that her retreating doesn't necessarily imply refusal. In many instances, it actually indicates that she's on the brink. Her fear of losing command. First, she was afraid of losing control. Once a lady pushes you away just when she needs you the most, it is usually not because of something you did incorrectly. It concerns her own inner battle. She fears losing control, which is one of the biggest forces at work here. You have many women receive conscious or unconscious education to comprehend that they're endangering themselves if they succumb to their feelings too soon. At danger, the possibility of suffering harm, being left behind, or being taken advantage of. All right. As her feelings for you begin to develop, she doesn't lean in. Instead, she abruptly reclines. It may seem unclear. You're wondering, why would she like me? Is she retreating? Her psychology holds the key. For her, attraction goes beyond simple thrill. It is a sign of weakness. For someone who has learnt to defend themselves, being vulnerable is a sign of weakness, her own. Because of this, you frequently see women giving conflicting messages. One day she's loving, caring, and even hankering after your attention. Then the following day, she displays cold, aloof, or disconnected behavior. Currently, her feelings are driving her ahead, but her fear is drawing her back. Think about it like this. She isn't really shoving you away since she's not interested in you. She is shoving you away because she wants to you. She feels as though she's losing control of herself because of how strongly she feels. She is afraid of losing control over her emotions. The pushback is how she getting that feeling of authority back. Even if it isn't rationally sound, men tend to misunderstand this. They dismiss her as a sign of rejection and either try harder or give up altogether. Both responses are likely to backfire. Her concern that she's losing control is validated when you pursue more vigorously because you're overpowering her even more now. You leave right away and she feels abandoned, which makes her more cautious. The secret is to remain calm. You have to watch as she fights back for what it is, not a definitive decision, but a protective mechanism. Her behavior stems from emotional self-defense and falling profoundly for a woman. It's not simply about attraction for a man. Trust is key. If she doesn't emotionally feel completely secure with you, she'll resist her own urges and keep herself back. And now for the twist. That fear might sometimes get stronger the more she desires you. Because of this, when she is most lustful, she pushes you away the most, things you require. Here's something to keep in mind herself. She may pull away, but it doesn't mean she doesn't want you. It is evidence that she does. The woman has no feelings for you, won't. Annoyance at conflicting signals. However, the woman fighting her emotions won't chase or fix her feelings. It's for keep your cool, be steady, and give her time to process that. Fear without feeling under duress. You can use it to make her push away, become a pull in your direction. Secondly, evaluating your strengths. Fortitude. When a woman shows interest in you, then withdraws, one of the most significant. The explanation is that she's trying to see how strong you are. I don't mean that she's purposefully sitting there and planning how to manipulate your feelings mostly. It's a subconscious exam. The issue is not one of manipulation. The goal is to survive. Women are naturally curious about if the male, the investments they're making, are capable of managing stress, uncertainty, and emotional turbulent conditions. And nothing reveals the actual character of a man quicker than his response to her abrupt change in intensity. Here's what you have to comprehend. Fun isn't the only factor that makes an attraction. You're charming or attractive. Additionally, attraction is about whether she feels safe with you. That feeling of safety does not originate from your promising her things or following up with assurances all the time. You can tell when she withdraws by the way you act. Is your world falling apart? In a panic, do you blow up her phone? Are you demand answers right away? Or do you remain grounded, composed, and centered like a man who is not easily shaken? Women naturally admire the man who keeps his body in shape. Imagine it this way. As she retreats, she's not merely establishing separation, she is bringing about a moment of reality. Within, she is observing in that quiet area, not necessarily consciously, but emotionally to determine your character. If your response is one of neediness, she felt less allured right away. Not because she's not fond of you, but because she secretly feels that a man who is emotionally unstable makes her feel risky. Nevertheless, when you don't chase, when you stand your ground, when you don't ask for her attention, instead, just living your life, delivering a strong signal to her, I am solid is that indication. I am not fazed by your feelings. I do not require your approval. Instead of being here because I have to, I am here because I choose to be. That type of A-lady is attracted to vitality. She is reassured that if she puts money into feelings in you, and she won't regret it afterwards. This is the harsh reality that most males prefer not to hear. You will be put to the test by a woman, not necessarily in words, but perhaps not in evident ways, but by her behavior. And the instant you give way under such, you lose ground in tests. Because of this, a lot of men lament women's losses. Interest after displaying intense affection. She actually didn't lose interest. Her desire was quenched by the weakness she saw. Consequently, when she pushes, do not fix it right away. Don't use forceful tactics to win her back. Motions. She's testing against that very thing. Be calm instead. Maintain your concentration on your objectives, your job, your friends, your well-being. Act, not talk, to demonstrate your stability to her. As her tests get softer, her fear subsides, and she is immediately pulled back when she senses that strength. Right into your orbit. Women desire more than just a man they find attractive. She desires a man who can confidence in the face of stress. She pulls away in order to test for it. 3. Reset of emotions. Reset of emotions. The moment a woman tugs away despite her obvious affection for you. Occasionally, it is unrelated to you, losing her appeal or failing. At times, it's just her method of striking. The button to pause, an emotional restart. Women have strong emotions. Their emotions are intense. They change with time, and occasionally they become too much to handle. It's not always rejection when you pull back. It might be how she takes a breather. Think about it like this. Within the everything seems thrilling, alluring, and even intoxicating at first. But pressure increases along with feelings. Many women experience those emotions can make people fearful. She begins to ask herself queries like, am I traveling too quickly? Is my knowledge of him sufficient? What if I suffer harm? What if I don't believe he is who he is? Rather than speaking aloud about these ideas, many women shy away. Silence and space are necessary for them to recalibrate. The majority of males make mistakes here. When she pulls back, they see it as rejection. They attempt to impose intimacy once more in a frenzy. They arrive, text, call, or begin asking what's wrong with her. Did I do something wrong? Do you feel angry with me? Furthermore, by doing this, they ruin the exact area she needs to feel secure once more. You see, your role isn't to interfere if she's withdrawing to refocus her emotions. Pursuit. It is your responsibility to allow her to breathe without harboring hatred or a drama. This is the psychology of it. She is digesting the incident with her emotions and head as she steps back. Suppose you start to miss her when you give her space. She begins to recall the reasons she liked you at first with. She felt rebalance. She also has more solid and powerful sentiments when she returns. Suffocating her during this procedure, however, makes her associate you with pressure rather than ease. For this reason, emotional resets are not just common, but likewise healthy. She is able to overcome her fear and establish a stronger bond with them. And the man she values the most is the one who respects that process. Word. Rather than focusing on it, you should view her distance as an innate rhythm of attraction, like the waves in the ocean, which pull. Sometimes, ladies back off before the waves hit the coast with more force. They return more eager and energized. The secret is restraint. The temptation to bridge the gap right away must be resisted. Give her time to breathe. Allow her to restart. Prove to her that you're safe enough to tolerate her absence. She feels protected by that strength, and it enhances her allure. Don't do that the next time a woman withdraws. Presume the worst. At times, it's not about you. It has to do with her need to get through her feelings. And if you allow her that room without worrying, she'll frequently come back with more greater conviction, clarity, and enthusiasm for you. A test of your strength. Test your strength, number 4. Women who pull away are frequently running a test without even being aware that she is performing it. She wants to know whether you're confident, is genuine, or whether it breaks down the instant she stops paying you attention. Because they become anxious, pursue more aggressively, or act out. Most men fail this test. Insecure, and as soon as that occurs, she realizes right away how strong she believed you were was merely superficial. It's likely that you have seen this before. It's going really well. She's responding to texts fast. She's engaged. She might even be discussing the future strategies. Then, suddenly, she calms down. She cancels and responds more slowly, a plan or claims to be occupied. The typical guy will increase her desire for a phone call, answers or begin pleading for certainty. That response demonstrates weakness, which destroys appeal. This is the secret. Women are attracted to males who maintain composure under duress. The woman wants to know whether you will maintain your ground when she acts erratically. She wants to test your ability to remain safe when she brings doubt. It isn't manipulation. The psychology of women is involved. Women prefer men that are stable, and the only way to determine whether it exists is via giving her opportunities to test it. What should you do then when she begins? Shoving aside? First of all, try not to overreact. Don't pursue. Don't make excuses. Avoid beginning to inquire, "What's wrong? Did I do something?" That's precisely the type of the way you act makes her question your strength. Give her the room she needs instead. Producing. Equivalently, match her energy. Should she be stepping back, give her space. Avoid talking over her if she's quiet. Dependence. Your composure lets her know that you don't require her approval all the time. Safe. Second, concentrate on your own cadence. Hold on to proceeding with your life, career, objectives, physical health, and pals. Her distance from you doesn't faze you, and that builds a strong appeal. It can converse without using words. "I am strong. I don't require to keep me together, you." Women are unable to withstand that kind of strength. Do not forget this. The way you make her feel isn't the only thing that makes you attractive. Jointly, it's about how you act around her uncertainty. If you succeed by remaining composed, grounded, and concentrated, she will feel more attracted to you, trust you more, and value you more. Reacting if you fail, she will begin to question all of her previous emotions due to insecurity. In the end, ultimately, a woman's tendency to push you away when she most wants you is of making sure you're the man she can trust. Avoid being duped and losing. In the process, retain your body, maintain your calm, and every time, you'll emerge from her eyes stronger. 5. When attraction feels like a risk, and attraction is risky. The attraction isn't always thrilling for females, and it can feel risky. Additionally, this is one of the main reasons why she occasionally, even when she obviously likes you, she draws away. Attraction to her means sensitivity. It entails lowering her defenses and positioning herself so that she might be wounded, let down, or deserted. The risk increases as the attraction increases. Give it some thought. Should she be no fear, only a modest interest in a man? Attached, he can text her back, see him informally when it's convenient, and go without causing emotional harm at any time. But when she encounters she's looking for a partner who will make her emotions and heartbeat feel out of control. The stakes have suddenly increased. She possesses a loss. Women can therefore give conflicting signals. She's totally invested 1 minute. She is aloof the next moment. It's not always about your improper actions. It concerns her innermost struggle between self-preservation and desire. Many women have already encountered being deceived, disappointed, or underappreciated. Therefore, her natural tendency is to test the situation when she feels strongly attracted. Can I put my feelings in his hands? Does he have the disposition to vanish? When I'm open. For guys, this is the difficult part. When she withdraws in this, she isn't attempting to reject you, by the way. She's determining your safety for her feelings. She wants to know whether you will reply with confidence and patience or you'll give in to neediness. She perceives less risk when you are composed and strong, as you show that you won't exploit her weakness against herself. Let's examine a natural scenario. Consider that she had a difficult breakup in the historical. She sacrificed everything she had to someone who eventually abandoned her or disregarded her for an additional female. Now that she is as excited as she was before meeting you, the brain sends out warning messages. Take care. This is not unfamiliar. Avoid letting he got too close too quickly. As a result, she slows down. She takes up room. She appears less accessible. She is attracted to you because it feels risky, not because she doesn't want you. What? What should you do at these times? The worst thing to do is to try to push her closer. By seeking assurances, continual confirmation, or evidence of your value to her. The fact that it displays insecurity simply makes her worry worse. The wiser course of action is to stay stable. Don't penalize her for retreating, but keep your personal standards intact as well. Go on with your life. Continue displaying consistency and gradually demonstrate to her that you are not a threat. When she perceives that you're a man who can manage her pull without exerting pressure or strangling her, the danger stops. The fact that she can open up without losing herself, and the attraction she has for you when that occurs, becomes unable to be stopped. 6. The concealed test that is concealed behind the test of her distance behind her. Seldom does a woman start to distance herself at random. Her remoteness is often more than a reaction. This is a test. Furthermore, this is where many guys encounter confusion, frustration, and ultimately fail without not even recognizing it. Women frequently use distance as a metric to assess your strength, stability, and genuine self-assurance. This is what you should know. Women don't cruelly test males. Attraction is insufficient, so they test males. A lady prefers to feel secure in their choice of you. And among the most obvious methods she can determine whether you are truly powerful or merely acting that way is to step. See how you respond when you return. She's paying great attention when she makes room. Do you feel anxious? You begin bombarding her phone with messages such as, "Why are you ignoring me?" or "What's the matter? Did I do something wrong?" That answer lets her know you uncertainty is too much to bear. Rather than comforting her, it makes it seem to her that you are emotionally unstable. Or sometimes you take things too far. You treat her coldly, completely ignoring her, or acting passively. Remarks that are hostile. It demonstrates your insecurity and demand for control, which is another failure. Her actions in an attempt to feel strong. The challenge that's concealed behind her distance is easy. As she withdraws, she wants to know if you're still grounded. Suppose you demonstrate your ability to remain composed, patient, and unmoved. Manage her intricacies, emotions, and anxieties without losing yourself. That is significantly more appealing than a man who immediately passes out. Tension? Imagine it this way. As she, as she takes a step back, it seems like she's asking, "Can you manage when I'm at my most confused? Can you stay consistent, unpredictable?" She doesn't anticipate flawlessness, yet she does anticipate having emotional fortitude. She will respect you if you pass that test and draw you in further. Frequently, this test is more about her than it's all about you. Perhaps she has previously dated men who broke down under exertion, men who became needy, envious, or clingy the minute she did not reassure them continuously. She's removing herself to check if you're anything different. She is seeking proof that you are not just another man who loses his mind when he feels powerless. This is why it matters how you respond. A lot. If you remain composed, carry on with your life, and keep improving yourself. Spending time with friends and working toward your goals sends a strong message without uttering a single word. You don't rely on her for emotional support. Steadiness. 7. What men need to do, and when she must do something when she withdraws. The moment a lady begins to withdraw, the same expected error is made by most guys. They become alarmed. They detect her shift in energy, and rather than defending themselves, they invade quickly to fix things. They start over-explaining, send lengthy texts, or demand answers by themselves. The issue is that she only become more defensive as a result. For what reason? Since desperation destroys appeal. A woman's retreating behavior isn't always evidence that she is done with you. She uses it as a means of trying your strength at times, taking stock of her emotions, or requiring time to think sentiments. Depending on how you react right now, you could either win her back or drive her away, forever. First and foremost, you need to fight the impulse to chase. Following exists in a variety of forms: calls that never stop, emotional outbursts, or attempting to purchase her attention by giving her presents or flattery. When she senses your hasty attempts to woo her respect, she loses it. Instead, give her space as a gift. But that doesn't mean you disregard her entirely. It means you take a back seat and let for her to experience the inevitable effects of her separation. You provide space for her by not pursuing her, to be missing you. Secondly, remain rooted in your own life. The biggest error that males make put their lives on hold while they go through this phase. They cease concentrating on friends, hobbies, the gym, and work, putting the lady at the center of their existence. The exact opposite of what draws her in is this. A lady desires a man who no one needs her to fill the vacuum in their already full life. As soon as she feels that your life goes on, whether or not she is there, and she understands that she could lose a man, valuable. Third, remain composed and reliable. A common subconscious test of your emotional stability is pulling away. Overreaction leads to failure. You fail if your response is resentful. She will respect you, though, if you remain composed, nice, and steady. You. Don't play games with her if she takes hours to respond, for instance, or texting people in a rage. Rather, react, of course, when you're free. This demonstrates your stability and that you're not shaken. This is what appeals to her. Fourth, create limits without commands. If her lack of attention turns into contempt, like ignoring you for days when anticipating that you will be accessible, you need to convey your well-defined standards. The sentence, "I'm looking for consistency," is straightforward and confident. "Though I won't wait around. It's okay if you're unsure of what you want." Indefinitely. This allows you to lead rather than beg. Finally, consider the possibility of turning to leave. Conclusion of attraction distance between women and men does not ruin it. It's ruined by your reaction to it. A woman is giving you an opportunity to show off your body whenever she pulls away. Power, your self-control, your dignity, and your capacity to keep your ground. It's the true test. A lot of males get anxious when a lady produces space. They chase more vigorously. They demand answers. They attempt to correct something that isn't genuinely broken. Furthermore, that's exactly when they lose her admiration and, finally, her allure. This is the contentious aspect of the situation. As soon as a woman pulls you away, she most desires you at that moment. She's not turning you down. You're being tested by her. She is examining whether you will either break down or remain true to yourself. Playing is not the point. Games. The reason is that she has to be sure the man she is attracted to won't losing himself simply because she backs off. If you remove nothing else from keep in mind how you approach this, the voice of distance is louder than anything you. When you're near her, say that. If you can maintain composure, stability, and groundedness, she will finally approach you more confidently than she did previously. Should you shatter, you'll validate her anxieties and provide her with a cause to pursue you. Doubt. Let me hear from you now. Are you? Have you ever encountered a woman who abruptly withdrew when things were getting really intense? What transpired and how did you respond to it? After that, tell us about your experience in the space provided here. I'm going to review them and engaging you in the discussion because many guys find this to be go through, and perhaps your experience will inspire a different perspective in someone else. There is more to attraction than merely what occurs while she is near you. It's about how you take care of yourself whilst she's away. And the males who are actually aware of this are the ones who consistently maintain a woman's trust, respect, and desire.